One of the biggest issues these days is that a company needs to go through an audit, but they're not willing to bear the expense of an auditor traveling and meeting them in person. The argument that we're given is, well, everything is in the cloud. That's where our production environment is. There's nothing to see here, right? I think ignorance is bliss in that situation. We really like the idea of outsourcing the responsibility to a cloud service provider, but the truth is everything is not in the cloud. What about your people? What about the processes that you expect your people to follow? What about the locations and the environment that the people work in? What about the data? How did it get into the cloud? Who has access to it? What about the developers and the code that they have access to? Wouldn't you want a qualified, experienced auditor to come inspect your environment and understand how you're interacting with that cloud service? Last year in the McAfee security report, it talked about how 48% of the files in the cloud are eventually shared. And this is one of the primary things that we find in our audit. When we come and inspect your processes and what you're doing, we usually find surprises about where your data resides. And our clients are really appreciative to finally understand how those things are working. Another thing that we find is that you might have some good processes for securely accessing your cloud environment, but sometimes your people will bypass those security controls and they won't use multi-factor authentication, for an example. And this is something that we really want to inspect and work with you on so that we can understand the risks that you're truly facing when you're interacting with that cloud environment. Be sure to work with a qualified, experienced auditor that's willing to come and meet you, get to know you, work with you personally, and inspect your environment and identify the risks that you're actually facing.